How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the Rally Miata yet again. Now I want to quickly just go ahead and explain myself. In the last video, we ruined a perfectly good trunk and a perfectly good finish panel and a perfectly good Miata. No! In order to stuff some spare tires in the trunk. Or at least that's what you guys think. I'll be 100% honest, I was very surprised at how many of you guys disliked the new trunk setup. I don't really care. I'm really happy with it. I really love it, but I'm just kind of surprised. I know a lot of you guys think that I'm ruining the trunk, that I'm ruining the practicality of the car, but let me just go ahead and explain myself. See, previously to this, the trunk had a 60-pound wheel and tire on it. So I couldn't even use the trunk because I couldn't pop it open by myself. Point number two, the thing squeaked like a dying rat. It was the most annoying thing ever. Anytime you go over a bump, you're like, now with this new trunk setup, that's fixed. The one thing that you guys were saying that is actually kind of true is that I'm gonna get a decent amount of water and mud in the actual trunk itself. So we are gonna fix that. We're going to build essentially a little tub around the opening. So when the trunk is closed, it's still sealed off. I can still technically use it if I want. It's actually more practical because I can open it now. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Don't know if we're gonna do it today, but we're gonna do that. I did go ahead and remove the stock bumper. You guys voted and no bumper won. And let me just say, I totally agree with it. I think it looks so sick without a bumper. And this is part of what we're gonna do today. We're gonna make it look even cooler, and we're gonna prevent some mud from getting places we don't want it to get. So I'm gonna build a little sheet metal bumper, and then I'm gonna install some mud flaps. Mud flaps that will only really be used off-roading. Those new tires are gonna fling huge chunks of mud all over the car, and then it's gonna be very hard to clean. So I want mud flaps. So I just got some really cheap, like semi-truck mud flaps from Farm & Fleet. We're gonna install those, we're gonna do the bumper, we're gonna lift it more, and maybe we'll fix the trunk today. Let's get started by going to the store, because we don't have anything, so we need to go to the store.
That's why you need me to
Well,
you around.
No, I needed you to help push a car outside, but I decided to just do it by myself, because it took too long. Materials acquired. I'm gonna start off by making this bumper, because I have to paint it, it has to dry, so gotta do that first. It's gonna be exactly like the last one I made, just a sheet of metal that covers up all this yuckiness. So it's really not a bumper, it's more like a bumper cover. Many of you must have forgotten, I vowed not to bolt this thing down until the truck was running. The truck's not running yet, it's close. It's not running yet. So this is not getting bolted down. I even have a much bigger 5-inch vise over here that I'm not bolting down because the truck's not running yet. I have to stay true to myself. This is our bumper. Pretty much all you have to do is bend it in 2 spots on each corner, weld it together, and then put it on. The stock chassis has this nice little line that it's really easy to use like self-tappers on, so that's how we attach it. discovered a secondary purpose for this trunk mounting system. Imagine sitting back here while off-roading. That's dangerous. So these are the mud flaps I got. They're not the prettiest thing, but they're like perfect size if you look. So pretty much they're gonna go like so, and we will weld 2 tabs onto the bumper that we just made. Now, if you thought these were gonna look dumb, then well, you were very right. But they're not supposed to look good. That's why I made them removable, because I knew they were gonna look dumb. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do the other side. That's interesting. It's not getting any better. I don't know why it's hideous. Maybe because it stick out so far. What I have to do now is take the bumper off, paint it, and then put everything back on. I think it'll look better when it's painted, but I still don't think it's gonna look great. Bash bar has been repainted, and that old bumper now repainted. I'm not even going to attempt to put these on even if I let it dry for a couple hours. So I'll come back tomorrow after it's dried overnight, and then I can put them on. Day 2. I'm still wearing the same hoodie. Bumper and the bash bar are pretty much dry, but I'm just gonna go ahead and work on lifting this thing more and let this dry a little bit longer. There are only a couple of ways I can lift this Miata more. Either I can get some new parts, extended lower ball joints in the front and adjustable upper control arms in the rear, and then I can actually lengthen the strut more, or I can just bump up the preload so when the car sits on the ground, it doesn't squat as much. For now, I'm gonna do that second thing because it doesn't require any more parts. I don't have any parts. I don't really wanna spend money on buying parts considering none of the suspension is staying for the all-wheel drive swap. So yeah, we're just gonna bump up the preload. Hopefully we can get it up like an inch or 2. Let's just go ahead and take some very inaccurate measurements. 3 5/8, 4 1/4 in the back, 10.5 inches of ground clearance. This thing droops quite a bit when it's put on the ground. It squats down about 3.5 inches. So if we can, you know, make it so it only squats down 2.5, then we lift it more. Much better, we can see. I've been letting these bad boys sit in some WD-40 because as you can tell, they're rusty, very rusty. Hopefully it's not too difficult to adjust. That's why the adjustment tool has a socket for a breaker bar. All right, that's pretty much as far as I can go. It's getting really hard to compress it anymore. We added 7/8 of an inch of preload. All right, I'm done with this side. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat the process on this other side. Guys, I have some trivia for you real quick, all right? Who makes a coilover that rusts so quickly that after one winter, it's impossible to adjust? Anyone? Any guesses? Any guesses? Stance does. It's a Chicago company. If you're from Chicago, you should know about rust. And I literally hammered the other side so hard it chipped a part of the collar off because it got so deep. I just want to lift you more. I spent so much. Okay, that's actually hilarious. Literally, I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it one more try after ranting. And it worked. Still doesn't mean I'm angry about the rust, all right? Should not rust this badly in one winter. Oh no! Turns out I was actually just kidding, just kidding. See, I got the bottom collar unseized from the strut, but the top collar, the one that you actually use to adjust preload, ain't going anywhere. Let's not forget to mention that the square on this collar, so you can use a breaker bar, has turned into an oval, and the breaker bar moves about a foot at the end before it actually does anything. This is why you buy Fortunato coilovers, kids. Since I can't get the other side, I have to put this side back to being lame, so we'll undo preload. All right, well, the back is all put together. Those flaps are funky. My funky flaps. I tried to bust the other coilover free again, but no success, so I brought this one back down to what it was, tighten everything up, put the wheels back on. I'm gonna have to borrow somebody's like jackhammer attachment to get the other side loose. Even that might not do the trick though, so we might just be doomed. Time to test the mud flaps. The security guard for this place is down in that car and he's taking a nap. I drove by earlier to make sure it wasn't a security guard. It was a security guard, but he was like laid back with his sunglasses on. I was like, all right, that's so sketchy. All right, let's get out of here. Oh, good. Now the cool thing is that I'll drive and my front is throwing mud all over the place, but my rear isn't. The mud flaps definitely work, because look at this thing. It's hardly even dirty. It is 2:15, the mud flaps are on. 2:21, and the mud flaps are off. So 6 minutes. I could do better, but it's all right. I've also noticed the Rally Miata took a souvenir with it. It's the thing about the Rally Miata, it likes to take trees and branches and grass. No. It has to be good clap. Good news! The truck has officially started. It's officially ran. I heard that 1UZ run with my own, actually no, not with my own ears, it was through a phone. I wasn't there for the first startup, but sounds good. It sounds good. It needs a tune, but it sounds really good. So you guys should be getting a video with the first startup, tuning it soon. In fact, I'm not even gonna bother filming another video until that video because sure that's pretty much all you guys want to see, and I don't have anything else to do. So next video, truck starts. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Rally Miata. Let me know what you guys think about the rear setup now. No more stock bumper, cool little sheet metal bumper with removable mud flaps. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, goodbye.